Once you practice doing some of your cartoon faces, let's talk about putting them in a body. If you're happy with the things you've created already, then please feel free to just transfer them over to the next piece of paper where you can add the body. If you're not really happy with what you made so far, you can keep going on that step until you find some characters that you're happy with. I'm going to practice 3 characters, and we'll just use these 3 that I have right here. And I'm going to show you how to draw something that is male, something that is female, and something that is an alternate, like an animal or an alien. So let me transfer the ones that I have here from last time. For the characters we create in art class, we're going to try to be silly. We don't need to be so serious right now. If you're going to create a character that's supposed to be a human being, then it's a good idea for you to draw the body in a way that does not make people feel uncomfortable. Which means if you're going to draw an arm, you want to make sure that your arm only bends where the arm is supposed to bend. If you have extra bends in a person's arm that's supposed to be a human, it can make people feel uncomfortable because it looks like they have a broken arm. So we're going to try and figure out where these characters' bodies are going to bend. And to do that, I'm going to give myself some guidelines. I would suggest that you draw the guidelines in pencil, but because you can't see the pencil very well from our filming device, we're going to use a yellow marker. First, we're going to draw a dot in the center of the character's neck. This is that little spot in your neck right between your shoulder blades. If you have a character that's inherently male and you want to give off that male vibe, you're going to need to figure out how you want to draw the character. Is he going to be a stereotypical athlete with big broad shoulders? Is he going to be a stereotypical athlete with skinny shoulders? It depends on how you want the character to look when you're finished to decide how you want the rest of the body to be. So if this is my character's shoulders, then this would be where the arm meets the shoulder. And then I would draw where I want his waist to be. And we're going to draw 2 lines where we want his hips to be. Now you've got, just looks like the letter, capital letter I. If I want my character's arms to be reaching up in the air for something, let's say this is a basketball player and I want him to be holding and spinning a basketball on his finger. You need to have the arms be the same length from shoulder to elbow as they are from elbow to wrist, because just like your own human arm, the bones in your arm are the same length between shoulder to elbow as they are from elbow to wrist. So my character is going to have his hand up in the air and he's going to be spinning a basketball. For this arm, maybe it's just hanging down at his side. Since I've already drawn one arm, realistically, I should draw the same distance from shoulder to elbow as I'm going to do from elbow to wrist as this arm. Now we're going to do the same thing for his legs. And I already know I want to make sure that his feet are on my paper. So this gives me an idea of where his feet need to be. That means halfway between the feet and the hips is where the knee is going to be. And also over here. Now when I draw my characters, I tend to make them a little bow-legged because I do feel like it makes it a little more interesting than just drawing straight down legs. The same will go for a character who is inherently female. You're going to do the same joint dots. So you've got the spot between the collarbone right at the base of your neck. You've got shoulder joints. We're going to have the body. We're going to do the waist and the hips. And the same marks for the arms. Let's have her standing in the same position just so you can see what's going on. And this arm will be hiding behind her hair. Maybe she's also spinning a basketball. Why not? And the hips and the legs. So there we've got knees and feet. This guy is another story. We'll talk about him in a second. To make the rest of this character, now you're going to draw the clothing on top of this little skeletal form that you've created. Now is a good time to plan out the clothing choices because, like if we said this is going to be our basketball player, maybe I'm going to put him in a basketball jersey right away. So let's draw the jersey around where the body would be. The arms you would also draw as if they were around the bones that you just created. So if you have a skinny person, then you would draw just real small and tight around those skeletal bones. If it's going to be a big muscle man, then you can plan out where you're going to put the muscles also. Give him a pair of basketball shorts. When you're drawing the crotch part of the shorts, make sure you don't come all the way up to the belly button because there is that whole stomach area in the center, and you want to make sure that that doesn't make people feel uncomfortable when the legs part are too high. And then let's give them some knee socks. That'd be awesome. I don't think people wear knee socks anymore, but I'm showing my age by talking about knee socks. And some big old basketball shoes. I don't get really detailed in my shoes, but if you'd like to do some specific ones, you want to draw some Air Jordans, or you want to draw, you know, some Skechers, or whatever kind of shoes you like best, feel free to go ahead and do that. And then we need our character's knees. Now the hands. Hands can be tricky. If you have your hand in front of you, and you should, you could make the motion that you want your character to do, and then you could try to draw that motion. So you can see if I'm going to hold the basketball up in the air, I'm going to hold my hand in this position. I've got a thumb, and then I've got the finger that's holding the basketball, and then these guys are kind of curved over. With a cartoon character, you can get away with not having 5 fingers because, you know, it's a cartoon character, so it's not too big a deal if you make it 3 or 4 fingers. But make sure that you only do more than 1 finger. We want to have it appropriate for school. This is my basketball, and you see how I made the action lines make it look like it's spinning? All right, let's go over here to our female character. Let's give her some fancy clothing. Let's give her a pearl necklace. And we'll give her some long sleeves. And maybe she's wearing a dress. If my character's wearing a dress, then I don't need to worry about this pants level. I can just make the dress come down as far as I want the dress to be. Once you get to where you've got the skeleton formed, then it's easy to figure out what you want to do for clothing. How about some high heel shoes? Oh, those are terrible shoes. And I wear high heel shoes, so that's probably why it looks awkward. There we go. There's some awesome high heel shoes. And then you can do details for clothing, just like we did for the basketball player. Maybe she's got some ruffles. Maybe she's got like a striped, maybe it's a striped dress. I don't know. Whatever you want your character to be. We're going to erase the skeleton lines underneath later, so if those are distracting you, you can erase them as soon as you're ready. Mine are, of course, in yellow, so there's no erasing involved here. Hands, same way. Do whatever motion that you'd like them to be doing. Practice it with your own hand. You can spin basketball wearing high heels. There you go. For the hand that's hanging down lower, if you want to keep it just simple, remember that your thumb points in towards your body when you're standing. So when if you just stand up and put your hands down at your side, you'll see your thumbs are in towards your body. Most people don't tend to stand with their thumbs out unless they're doing some motion that directs your thumbs out. Most people just stand relaxed with your thumb in toward the body. All right, there's male and female characters. What about something else? You can draw an animal, you can draw an alien, you can draw something that has both male and female characteristics. You can turn them into a carrot, whatever you like. That's not limited unless it's, limited by your own imagination. Let's make him a carrot. I don't know, whatever you like. The other option can be other. There are lots of fun things that you can draw. Maybe he only has arms. Let's give him some arms. I don't know why he's Mickey Mouse arms, but there you go. And he's got a big wheel. That's how he gets around the world. He's got a big wheel, like a unicycle. He's a unicycle carrot. Do you see what I said when I said we were going to get silly with this? We're trying to have some fun. There are lots of political cartoons out there that you can look at that are trying to give some kind of social message. If you are interested in doing that, I don't want to tell you not to, but for right now, let's just try a little silliness while we're practicing how to make our characters, and then you can get serious and try to give a message later once you've developed your own kind of style. There's my wheel. Give him some action lines too, because he's moving fast. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Alright, that's how to draw a body and to finish up your character. So what you should do is finish practicing your faces and your heads, try to get them all developed into a body, and for the very last video I'll make, I'm going to show you a character full size from head to toe and colored in. You'll watch that one in time lapse. Good luck!